Alright, you guys, I went to go see the film I've been wanting to see all year, which is I Know What You Did Last Summer. I am a fan of the first two. I grew up watching the franchise. The third one left me disappointed, not gonna lie, but the first two, love, adore. I Know What You Did Last Summer, it's not my favorite franchise, but it's up there. It's not bad. So today is going to be my review over the new one, and there will be spoilers, heavy spoilers in this video. So if you do not want to know what is going on, click out and come back once you see the movie, or if you don't care, carry on. This new sequel or prequel, I'm not really sure, but this one is directed by Jennifer Kaytin Robinson, and I have not seen prior things that she has done, so I went into this not really knowing her work. But this one, we do get some newer faces: Madeline Klein, Chase Sue Wonders, Gabriette, Tyreek Withers, who will be in the new movie Him. I can't wait to see that. And we get two legacy characters returning for this one. We get Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze Jr. He does play a massive role in this movie. If you have not seen the first two I Know What You Did Last Summers, I highly recommend you go watch it before you see this one, because you might not understand what's really going on, but there is a similar formula, just like what they did with the new Scream sequels. Just like the first one, this movie starts out with a accident gone wrong and a group of friends not coming forward with what they did, what they saw, and a year later they get an unexpected letter from someone claiming they know what they did last summer. And then they end up getting killed off one by one. For this one, what differs from the original is there's more cast members in this. There's more kills. The kills are more brutal. Definitely more blood. And that's what people had an issue with the first one, is that it wasn't super gory. This one, I will say, they stepped it up a notch. The fisherman definitely came to slay with that hook. I will say the leading character in this is not Madeline, it's Chase Sue Wonders' character, Ava. And I will say I was really impressed with her character. The whole cast, I would say that the dialogue is heavily Gen Z influenced. So if that's going to annoy you, sorry, it is not. This movie was not written for the generation that saw the first one in the movie theaters, because they need a new audience to see this. There was definitely TikTok references in this, and I don't mind that. I understand it. It doesn't bother me one bit. At times it was a little bit too much, a little bit too cheesy, but I can bypass that. Now, did this storyline make sense? To me, at times, no. The movie starts off with Madeline's character, Danica, being engaged to someone, and then a year later, she's engaged to somebody else. Did that make sense to me? No, but I guess for the movie, it did. Did they utilize the legacy characters well? I would say yes, but I didn't like where one of the characters end up, and I will explain further. Jennifer Love Hewitt in this, I enjoyed where Julie James is now, where she is now in her life. She is a professor at a college. We can tell that she struggles with her trauma, and it affects her every day. She lives in her house by herself. She's not married. She doesn't have any kids, but we do find out that her and Ray, Freddie Prinze Jr., they were married and they had a nasty divorce. I wish they went further into what happened between the two, because we do see them interact, and what happened? They seemed like they were endgame, but they are definitely not. I just want to know what happened between the two. The banter between them felt a little bit too real. Like, I definitely have seen couples fight like the way they fought. And it's like your parents in a divorce. You're like, uh-oh, whose side am I on? Like, what happened? I was rooting for you two, but again, it's real life. People end up not together in the end, and that's okay. The grief that was depicted in this was realistic to me. Everybody deals with grief in a different way. The only grief that was a little bit off to me was Danica's. The way she dealt with grief was odd to me, but again, everybody grieves in a different way. Both of your fiancés end up, and she just seemed to have brushed it off a little bit too much for my liking, but they are younger. I do think it worked well with her character. Before I get into the kills and all that jazz, the locations that were used in this film made me feel so poor. There are things in people's houses that I didn't even know existed. Are there people really out there with automatic opening doors for their front door? It's insane to me. The locations were beautiful though. Southport definitely got a revamping in this one, and I didn't mind it. But I didn't get that feel of like a small fisherman town vibe like the first one, but we do see familiar settings in this one, like Helen's clam parade float, and where they had the beauty contest thing. I forget the name, sorry. But we do get a scene in that, which was pretty cool, pretty nostalgic. The cinematography was great. We see fireworks in here that were stunning. Loved that. Ocean views were perfect. The lighting was great. And then this is the part where I'm gonna be a little bit nitpicky. The makeup on some of these characters were just not the best. And I'm not one to talk. I don't know how to do makeup that well. But if you're in a movie, I don't know what happened. The makeup on the dead people were just awful. It looked like makeup. But the kills were good in this and innovated. The best kill to me was for a character who I thought was going to be the killer. And I was a little bit disappointed that he was not the killer in the end. And my predictions video probably looks god-awful now because I got most of my predictions wrong, and that's okay. There wasn't a lot to go off of. But Billy Campbell's death in this was icing on the cake. He had the best kill. I wanted him to be the villain, and that didn't happen. I also wanted Lola Tung and Nicholas to be in this film, but I guess their scenes got cut. A little bit disappointed in that, but the director said that their scenes just didn't make sense, and she's hoping to work with him in the future. Disappointing as that is, if it made sense, it made sense. There were people killed off in this that were just killed off just to be killed off. There wasn't an epic chase down scene like Helen's shiver scene. That disappointed me a lot because to me, Helen's chase scene is the best chase scene of all time. Them not doing a chase scene in this was disappointing to me. And if they do have a second one, I'm hoping they step up the chase scenes. Yes, people were chased down in this, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm watching a really good chase scene right now. They're just running away from the killer. The fisherman in this, yeah, there was some good jump scares, but there was also some jump scares that did not make sense. And it's like, we can see the killer. Like, we can see him. Why aren't you guys not seeing it? It just threw me off a little bit. The inconsistencies in the jump scares. The humor in this was funny to me. There were funny parts, but I wouldn't say that this whole film was a comedy. And I might have not have gotten a lot of jokes because the writing of this definitely felt like someone was on TikTok a lot. But again, they're trying to have the younger generation come to the movie theaters, and I'm not mad about that. And they're reviving something from the 90s, 3 decades ago. They're gonna need some fresh dialogue in it. Gabriette's character in this, I ended up really liking her character. She is a podcaster. She works for Bloody Disgusting. I didn't really understand her and Ava's character, just meeting on a plane and hooking up right then and there. That didn't make sense to me, but again, I'm not judging, you know? The Shivers Boutique is now a restaurant, and them going in there and Ava just knowing where the key is, that didn't make sense to me, but maybe I missed something because the two of them end up in the Shivers Boutique, which again is not a boutique, it's a restaurant now. And the fisherman comes to slay them down. Spoiler, Gabrielle ends up getting killed off, which was sad. I really enjoyed her character and them showing a little bit of her podcasting. Yes, it was a little bit goofy, but I liked it. I thought it was a great thing to add to this movie. Another thing that they did add to this movie was a surprise cameo from the first one. Again, the only two people who made it out alive was Julie and Ray, but we do get a cameo from the one, the only Helen Shivers. And I will say it was done okay. I don't think it was executed the best, but I didn't hate it. Danica's character has a dream nightmare and Helen is in it, and it wasn't too bad, and I was kind of surprised to see her there. There was a spoiler that I saw on TikTok, and I was hoping it wasn't true, but it ended up being true, and I hope that lady stubs her toe today. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. But I still went into this blocking that out, watching the movie, and still enjoying it. The killer reveal, I was disappointed, and I'm still processing what I saw. So if you do not want to know who the killer is, toodaloo. The killer ends up being the first killer, because there are two killers in this, ends up being one of their friends, who is Stevie. And when she was revealed to be the first killer, I was shocked, honestly, and I didn't hate it. I thought she played the killer well when she was in the fisherman suit explaining why she wants to kill them, and I will leave that for you guys to watch. Her motives, and it did make sense to me, but the second killer reveal broke my heart, and that ended up being Ray. I liked Ray from the first two, and I love Freddie Prinze Jr. I just don't think they execute it well. People in the slasher horror community, we always talk about Scream, and maybe Dewey ended up being the killer all along, or Sidney did. That part didn't really make sense to me. But I think they did what people wanted Scream to do. Some people, not everybody. Which was having a legacy character be the killer. That is just something I'm not for unless it's executed well and it makes sense. I guess what they were going for was a quote they said that men should just go to therapy. And I agree. I think everybody should be in therapy if there's something that you need to work through. And for him, it was that the town just tried to brush what happened in 97 away and just hide it from everybody. That didn't make sense to me, because how did the town cover up this massacre, this history? How did they do that? How did they just wipe everything away off the internet? I don't even think you can do that. And how come the locals didn't talk about it? Did they brush away the family members who were involved? The younger cast didn't even know about the massacre, their history of the town they grew up in. That did not make sense to me. But Ray, he definitely had some struggles, and him and Stevie connected by their traumas, and they worked together to kill off her group of friends. I'm still processing it, and maybe I will end up liking it, and I do want to see this movie again. I had a really good time watching it. I did enjoy it. It's just some things didn't make sense. The dialogue wasn't the best, but I do enjoy slashers. It's my favorite. I love a person under the mask and you're trying to figure out who's doing it. That's my favorite kind of movie. And Jennifer Love Hewitt, oh my gosh, the queen has still got it. She never lost it. I actually posted a TikTok that got a lot of views, over 150K, about Jennifer Love Hewitt, and some of the comments are not it. This woman is in her 40s. She is fine. She's had 3 kids. She's happily married, and she's a great actress. Who cares if she doesn't look like herself at 18? She's a woman, you know? She looks great. I am very open to them making a new one, because there is a end credit scene where Brandy makes a cameo and her and Jennifer Love Hewitt actually talk, and it was great to see. I loved I loved it. It was a little bit confusing for me because now they're going after Brandy. Why? If the second one does involve Brandy, I'm all for it. I love Carla and I love Jennifer Love Hewitt, and I want to see two badass final girls slay the house down again. But I can see both sides of people not liking it versus loving it. I don't know who's gonna like it. Is the original fans gonna like it, or is the new generation gonna like it? Like, I can't tell because I'm a fan of the original two, and this one I'm still processing it. Yes, I enjoyed it, but some of the stuff in this disappointed me. I will definitely watch it again. Maybe I'll love it even more, or maybe I'll just still be a little bit disappointed. But that is going to be it for my review over the new movie I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is now in the movie theaters. It might not be for everybody, and that's okay. You can like a movie and you can dislike a movie. It's all up to you. That's the thing about art, is all different amongst all of us. All right, you guys, I hope to see you soon. As always, please stay safe out there, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.